Well, if you're a Redskins fan, this is your theme song. You got to have faith. I mean, the 3-6 Redskins take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this weekend. If you got $20 in your pocket, you can go to the game. That's what tickets are going for. Joining us now on the line is our Redskins analyst, Trevor Matich. Trevor, I read where Jay Gruden, the coach of said Redskins, says, we're just a few plays here or there from being a 7-2 team. Is he being over-optimistic? Is he trying to put lipstick on a pig?
Well, some pigs are better than other pigs. Some pigs are delicious as bacon, and right now the Redskins are none of that. And so I think they're a few plays away from being 5-4, which is respectable and in range of the playoffs. They're more than a few plays, in my opinion, away from 7-2. But he's right. But see, that's the difference in the NFL every year. You can look at teams that are 3-6 at this point, and you can find a handful of plays that you can say, if that, and that would have changed, we would be right now 5-4, and what a difference that is every single year. The key for all those teams is to get over that hump, and it's a lot harder to get over that hump than it looks like.
And, Jay Gruden was also asked if RG3, Robert Griffin III, the quarterback, was overrated. And he said, listen, he hasn't even had a chance to play my offense, really, in any significant way. Is that just a political answer?
Well, he's right. He's right, because RG3 has not. I mean, RG3 right now is trying to show he's a pocket quarterback, and this is the first year of a new coach. And he did go through the offseason, but he's been hurt this year. And so Gruden is right about that. But also, what's he supposed to say? Yeah, this guy's a boat anchor that's dragging our team down, and the sooner we can get rid of he can't say anything like that. He's got to be publicly supportive of RG3 because this is a guy that cares immensely what people think about it. And so if his coach says bad things about him, or things that RG3 perceives as being bad, I'm not saying that Gruden would go out there and badmouth him, but he's got to pick and choose, which truths to say.
Yeah.
And right now, there's not a whole lot of good truths to say about RG3 until RG3 puts those truths on the field.
All right, so let me ask you about this locker room drama and the narrative in some quarters about the team not being behind Robert Griffin the third. I mean, I almost hate to bring it up because I think some of it is shoddy reporting, but it's being discussed a lot, and that's got to have an impact on the team morale.
Well, it does, because you never know when something that you say that you think's in confidence in the locker room will be leaked and become a quote in a story. And so you're wondering, who's got your back and who might stab you in the back. And that's a big problem in an NFL locker room. Now, when you look at the Redskins, you look at a culture over the last decade and a half, and you look at the acrimony. You see a team that mostly, not always, but mostly has been a failure. You see players through all those failures trying to cover their own behinds by leaking selective things that are good for them to the media that ends up causing more drama when there are anonymous leaks. You've got issues. Whether they're true or not is not the point right now. The point is the perception that the owner and the front office and the head coach have had problems, that the owner has favored certain players, that the front office and the coaching staff especially has had it in for certain players. And everybody with that kind of public perception, when certain things are said anonymously, all of that festers. And it's not just that one thing to deal with. It seems to be part of a long, continuous freight train of misery.
That being said,
train of misery.
Is that like a gushing tsunami of turnovers?
Of turnover, yeah, very much like it, yes.
That being said, Trevor Matich, I mean, as the soap opera played out during the bye week, I have to say I'm impressed with Deshaun Jackson. I mean, he came here with some kind of baggage, I guess, from Philadelphia, but he sort of elevated himself, I think, as a real locker room leader coming out this week. Would you agree with that?
I do agree with that, because it is true, going back to what you said, Brian, that I believe that, well, it is true. I believe that it's true, that there are players that wanted Colt McCoy to start the Minnesota game rather than have RG3 be put in right away, because Colt had the hot hand and these guys want to win. And that's not unreasonable. So RG3 starts, team loses, and Deshaun Jackson gets up there and affirms his support of RG3. And I think what he was saying there was, look, fellas, it doesn't matter who wants which quarterback. We all have preferences. We're human. There's a bunch of us in this room, 53. But if we don't pull together, we'll go in no direction at all. And that's true. I mean, even if you don't like what the coach wants to do, if you then do your own thing because you think it's better, nothing will work.
Well.
And I think that from a mental standpoint, everybody pulling together as teammates, Deshaun Jackson saw that it was in a place that needed him to say something. And when you say something like that, the fact that you do say it means that it needed to be said.
Oh, well.
All right, so let's assume that maybe they can, for a little while, set the drama aside, save the drama for their mama, and go out there and play some football. How is this game likely to come out against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Well, the Redskins statistically are a lot better than their record. Ultimately, the biggest thing that's holding them back is turnover margin. They're one of the worst in the league in turnover margin. They give it away too much, and they don't take it away very much. Well, Tampa Bay is 1-8. Along with Jacksonville and the Raiders, this is the dredge, the horrible, make up a metaphor of the league. And the Redskins should beat them handily. Matter of fact, they should pretty much crush them, and this should be like a little first-gear game for RG3 to really get some momentum.
So you're predicting a trouncing here. It's
I'm
worth
the Redskins to have a party and feel good about themselves. One of those rare times this year.
It's worth the $20 one can spend on Craigslist to get some tickets for FedEx Field this weekend.
Man, people are trying to give it away. It's like, look, if you take my tickets, I'll let you swim in my pool.
Oh, in mid-November? Well, that's nice.
That's a good point.
Well, listen. Listen. If you're right, and I think you're right too, I think the Redskins and RG3 actually is going to have a fine game this Sunday. I am placing him in my lineup for my fantasy football team. I'll have you know.
Well, I think that would be smart. I think that would be good. And Deshaun Jackson, also has reason to show up and really have a great game. And by the way, keep in mind that what we're saying about the Redskins getting well and having a party on Tampa Bay is thinking the same things about the Redskins. So, we'll see.
But then we're looking at a string here where they go to San Francisco to play the 49ers next week, and 49ers are inconsistent. The Colts, now that's going to be a tough game. And then they got the Rams and then the Giants. I mean, they could put a string of wins together here.
Sure, oh yeah, they can win 7 in a row, go 10-6, make the playoffs, win the Super Bowl.
There it is. You heard it here
first. Hey, the
prediction.
Get that piece of tape. Save it quickly.
Fight for old DC. Trevor Maddich. Thanks for that.
All right, Trevor. Always a pleasure to have you. Thanks a lot.
I want pancakes.